Hey fellas, your commissioner here, coming at you for a little week 17. Week 17 of NFL action. Final video of the year on, with only the second to last day of the year, or third to last day of the year. Of course, apologies for the delay to the 5 of you who will even watch this video, just because the Hog Bowl game was last night, followed immediately. They actually overlapped because the Razorback football team's a bunch of shitheads with the basketball game. Hogs were up 15 points with like 3 minutes left and somehow blew it and went to overtime. Did end up winning, so that was nice. But yeah, it was pretty shit performance. And then the basketball team lost. So, whatever. It's just that time of year where the Hogs don't typically do well. So, anyway, this is the shortest video of the year, fellas. It's going to be maybe 20 minutes, maybe. I'm just kind of stalling for time to kind of inflate those numbers, so. We did watch the game at Brewski's. So one of my, at least one loyal, I'm not sure if he is a loyal watcher, but, Cheyenne was there, appreciate that. Again, she works for Duncan. She watches the videos, so I'm shouting out my fans. So again, shout out. Got 2 shout outs this year, 2. How about that? So it just goes to show. Tell your friends to watch, and if they watch, and let me know, and I'll give them a shout out for free. A lot of YouTubers charge a premium for that sort of thing. I give it away for free because that's just how good of a guy I am. So, let's see. What was last year's championship State of the Union? 6 views. Wow. 26 minutes. Pretty pathetic. Wow, those views. Oh, but they were protected. I forget. All the videos had protected last year, so that kind of led to limited view counts, but that's still pretty bad. It just goes to show how many people probably don't even watch this on a weekly basis. Craig, I'll give you 10 fab next year if you put the secret code into the group me. Laz is the best, smartest commissioner there ever was and there ever will be. There you go. Because I know you're not going to watch this. Anyways, let's go ahead here, get into a recap of last week's games. Of course, only really a couple games of note. Start off with the game of the week. What was the sponsor? Shit. Crumble Cookies, of course. The Crumble Cookies game of the week between Swamp Donkeys and Kickers Lives Matter. And boy, did it live up to the hype yet again. Great game of the week. Great semifinal matchup. One of the best maybe in league history. Blaine came storming back from down about 30 points on Monday night to win 141 to 130. Excuse me. And, Duncan put up 130 with having his tight end get 30 points on his bench. And, you just hate to see that for Duncan. You hate to see that any game, especially a game of this much significance, to where if you played this guy over that guy or whatever, where, it would have made the difference between winning and losing. If you lose, you want it to be just, there's nothing I could have done. There's nothing I could have done. my bench didn't do anything, my starters didn't do anything, or whatever. But to see that 30-point on the bench, he puts in Higbee over Otten, and it's a 25-point swing, and Duncan scores 155 and is in the championship game. Would have been his first championship appearance in league history. However, did not happen for him. Despite James Conner having a great game, been absolutely amazing for him. Jefferson, another 30-point performance. Judy, great game. Jacobs didn't do much, but Mixon, solid. Rogers didn't do much either. But you look at Blaine's roster, double digits up and down the board, except for DeAndre Hopkins, got 1.4 points, but 25 out of Josh Allen, 27 out of Saquon, 14 from ETN, 14 from the Sun God, 22 from Keenan, 24 from Eckler. Taysom Hill, he throws Taysom Hill in there, gets 12 points. So, very impressive for Blaine. He's the 1 seed. He is the best team in the league, and he's in the championship game. His first in a few years, or I believe. Right? First one in a few years? I think so. He's been to the championship a couple times, if I'm not mistaken, and he's just never quite cracked that seal to get his first title. And maybe this is the year. Moving on to our other semifinal matchup. Pretty disappointing game for Rip. D-Shade wins 138-106. Great game from D-Shade. Fournette, great game, 25 points. Kelsey had 17. Drake London, 15. Cooper, 13. Metcalf, 15. Basically his whole team put up 15 at least. And Dak had a great game, 33 points. Aaron Jones was the lone single-digit scorer. He's been a little banged up, a little underwhelming here last week, but he's been fine. He has these games where he just kind of disappears. Still in pretty good shape. And then you look at Rip, and didn't really get much from McCaffrey. Henry had a solid game. Tyreek, good game. Devontae Smith, amazing game. 30 points from him. You think Rip's well on his way to be competing and potentially make a run to get back to the championship and back-to-back years. But he was forced to start Russell Wilson, who threw 3 picks, only got 11 points. He started Marquise Goodwin, nothing from him, 0 points. Gooser, he chose not to start Sutton, who had 11 points. He kept him on the IR. Didn't start James Cook instead of Latavius Murray. There's a 11-point swing. Of course, he didn't have Jalen Hurts, didn't have Debo, so didn't put Singletary in either. That's also could have been it was very interesting to me to see him play Latavius Murray over Singletary and James Cook, but I don't know. Maybe I guess he knew something we didn't, or maybe he didn't. So, pretty disappointing into the season for Rip, losing his first game off the bye, league scoring champion. But this happens. Usually at least one of those first-round bye teams lose their first game. Very rarely do they both end up making it to the championship game, do the 1 and 2 seed make it to the championship game, and that's not, that happened again this year. So, I'm remiss. I did not realize. I was just so excited. Christmas Gamish was just so excited that we kind of sped past the waiver wire pickup and the gamesmanship that D-Shade demonstrated out of a seasoned, grizzled veteran to be able to basically fill up his bench with quarterbacks. He picked up Gardner Minshew. He picked up Zach Wilson. He picked up Brock Purdy. He picked up Sam Darnold. In an effort, knowing that his opponent was going to be without Jalen Hurts and did not have another quarterback on the roster, to try to block him. And, I don't think it, maybe if Rip was going for Minshew, it would have made a difference, a little bit of a difference, and combine that with the fact of him playing Singletary or Cook. Could have been a little bit closer of an affair, but he forced him into starting Russell Wilson. And if you start Russell Wilson, you're going to have a bad time. Nobody knows that better than me, okay? So congrats to D-Shade making the championship game in his first ever season in the league as a rookie. I know another rookie in our house who her first time playing, she's in a championship game as well, albeit in a little baby league. But hey, championships are still hard to get in. I'm not in it, so
The person I'm going up against made a huge comeback to make it even to the championship. So can't be a baby league if he made it.
Agree to disagree.
He beat you.
Agree to disagree.
The guy I'm playing beat John to the championship.
Agree to disagree. So, and then in our horse-ass bracket, Nick did lose, but he's still probably fine. Craig is 100% the only team that is safe with 2 wins. The only team currently with 2 wins in the horse-ass bracket. Savoy let the league down yet again. The league needed him to lose. We changed this. We changed the matchups to try to force 2 0-2 teams to play each other in the final week. Of course, it didn't happen. Savoy wins 117-106. Connor is got a win and a decent point total this week relative to the real horse ass here, but I had another just dog shit week. Eddie, it's so funny. I said going into the playoffs how my team was going to score 100 points. I don't think they were going to score much less than that. I don't think they were going to ever score much more than that. And what do they do these last 2 weeks but put up 75 and 81 points back-to-back weeks? Thielen, nothing. Swift, nothing. Patterson, nothing. Kirk, nothing. I picked up good guys. I mean, Chark had a good game. Hodgkins had a good game. Freiermuth, another. It doesn't matter who I put in at quarterback. I mean, Geno got 15 points, almost double what freaking Herbert got. So I did make the right call there, but I just the quarterback eludes me. And I had one last year. It didn't matter. I didn't win horse ass, but I still didn't make the playoffs. So I don't know. I just always feel like I can never put a full picture together. Just a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there, a little bit there, and just can never get all the pieces to line up at the same time, unfortunately. So, anyways, I mean, I'm the front runner for horse ass. However, Connor is probably the next lowest scoring team. If I were to beat him, we'll get into that here in a minute. So, recent activity, let's see. A few pickups, not too much to write home about. Jeff Wilson, Savoy picked him up, 25 fab. Savoy's fine. He's not going to win horse ass, even if he loses. Rip did pick up Mike White. Rip's game's irrelevant. I feel about people picking people up whenever they're not playing for anything, but it is what it is. Josh Kelly, $1. Gage, $1. So, cool. All right, let's go ahead here, get into a preview of – I'll break down Connor's and I's game. I'm not going to break down any of the other horse-ass games or any of the other playoff games, but just because they're not really relevant. So, do you want to break down the championship? Well, you can't. You're not decent. Don't go get that. You gotta stay here. You're kind of forced to stay here until I get done with the video. Yeah. So, where's one that I can show? Where's Karen? Okay. Yeah. So, there we go. I don't want to dox your Rip because you never know who's watching these videos, but this is the little save the dates. Oh, stop. I had it. All right. That could be anything. So, There we go. It's not like everybody's address is public record anyway. So here you go. It's a nice little envelope. And, there's that. So, cool. Coming in the mail soon to you all, maybe. If you don't get it, I don't know what to tell you. So, anyways, Dirty Birds and the Horse Ass. I mean, I like I said, it's got to be a miracle. It's got to be a miracle. I mean, everybody on Plunk's team needs to get hurt in the first quarter because I need to beat Connor by about 40 points for him to be the lowest scoring team in the Horse Ass bracket and for me to – which, hey, 40 points sounds like a lot, but if this team can somehow, some way find the chance to get to 120 this week, I know it's a lot to ask for. I mean, it would take every player on this team having the best game of their season at the same time, which we all know is not going to happen. And Connor, ending up with 80 points, you never know. Or is it 50 points I got to ask for him? I can't remember. It's one of those numbers. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I haven't been projected to score over 100 points the last month and a half. So I just traded my team away to oblivion. So, I don't know. We'll see. I'm projected to lose 112 to 98. So, but, hey, you never know. That's this game, right? You just never know. You got to just put your best foot out there and see what happens. And I'll put the best lineup I think I can out there and hopefully get a little lucky. But if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. And I will gladly take the mantle of Horse Ass. So exciting. That's never happened before. I've always wanted it. So
you gotta get it on
my bachelor party. So that's fun. Anyways, let's go ahead here and break down our champion.
There no strippers involved in the Horse Ass stuff.
Well, Horse Ass is usually a punishment. I guess that would be a punishment, guys.
If you gotta strip.
If I have to strip, I gotta start going to the gym. So, yeah, I mean, just looking here, I can see my face is so fat from the holidays, all the snacks and the candy and all that. So it's great, looking like Saint Nick. All right, our game of the week here, our championship game. What should we do?
I love your squishiness.
Thanks. I don't.
Want some chips?
No, it's kind of bland. I gotta, get something a little spicy for it's the last one of the year. Just don't know. Oh. I got a stand in.
Is he on camera?
Yeah. Barely. Alright, you stay right there. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's different. Come on, buddy.
He's so sweet.
He's a heavy guy. Took him to the vet this week. He weighs 16 pounds. Bigger than Brody. So, they both outweigh Brody by about 5 pounds. So, they're good kitties. Except when they're bad. Which is often.
And it's not really like they're that bad. They're just annoying little things.
Yeah. So, anyways, Shade Dynasty and the Swamp Donkeys. Eeyaw, eeyaw. I think this is tough for a lot of people in this league. You would think that everyone would want Blaine to win because he's been always the bridesmaid and never the bride. But, like I said a few weeks ago, a lot of people are rumbling around that they don't like this new Blaine. They don't like Blaine whenever he's winning. They like Blaine whenever he's the scrappy underdog and fighting his way and just having a good time. Blaine, he obviously last season took a heavy toll on him, and he had to step away from the game for a few little Tom Brady retirement. But he's back, fresh outlook on life, fresh outlook on fantasy, just having fun, and it's worked wonders for him this season. So, and Shade has talked nothing. He reminds me of a younger me. I hate fantasy. This is bullshit. Whenever he wins, even, and it's quite the matchup. I mean, these are D-Shade's the only guy in the league who got invited to Blaine's wedding. So, I mean, obviously these guys are very close with each other. They got a great bond, like a couple of brothers battling it out on the fantasy gridiron. And Blaine being the good guy he is, I know he'll be happy either way. I'll only be happy if Blaine wins. D-Shade doesn't need any extra money. If he can blow $500, gambling a bet, as his minimum bet, then but hey, whatever. Anyways, and I don't want to see a rookie win it either. I hate that. I hate when JD won it. I hate when Jacob Rollins won it. So you need to put your time in. Okay, you can't just go just like that. It's not how it works. It's not how it works for me. I've ran the league for freaking 11 years. How many times have I been to the championship? Like twice, 3 times maybe? And how many times have I won? Once? How many times have I been to the playoffs the last 5 years? Once. That's it. Last 7 years. Once. So anyway, it's not about me. It's about you guys. It's not about me. So battle of the quarterback. You got he is not going to roll with the depleted Tennessee Titans defense on Thursday night. Very interesting decision there. He's rolling with Trevor Lawrence, T-Law, against a surprisingly scrappy Houston team. Trevor didn't have a very good game against Houston, earlier in the year. So it's a very perplexing move to me. I think that Dak has the higher ceiling. And being the underdog, you need to really shoot for that. But whatever, teach their own. And then, of course, Blaine has Josh Allen. So, yeah, we'll go with Josh Allen on that one. No big deal. It is Monday night. So, no matter how big of a lead D-Shade might have going into Monday night, Blaine's going to have that last bullet, and it's going to be a big one. And Josh Allen. So, you love to be in that position as an owner. D-Shade's pretty much going to be done for the most part after the afternoon games. But he does have a few guys going, his running backs going in the late slate, the late afternoon. So next here, the Blaine. I don't know if I said that. Blaine in that one. You agree? Trevor Lawrence versus Josh Allen. Trevor Lawrence, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Josh Allen.
Yeah, but I
She wants D-Shade to win, so there you go. That's very surprising to me. Anyways, battle of the running backs. You got Aaron Jones and Michael Carter with Tony Pollard being ruled out tonight. Huge hit for D-Shade's roster there versus Saquon Barkley and Travis Etienne. I think this is a pretty low-scoring group of guys this week between the running backs. I think maybe they'll be lucky if both of them combine for 20 points on each team. So, but name-wise, we're going to have to give a slight edge there to Blaine. Blaine's projected to win 139 to 117, folks. It would take a miracle for D-Shade to win. Stranger things have happened, that's for sure. Battle of the wide receiver, you got DK Metcalf, Amari Cooper, Drake London versus the Sun God, DeAndre Hopkins, and Keenan Allen. Again, it's tough. This is closer now. It's closer. I might even, if I'm being nice, be willing to push this, but the matchups are just too good for Blaine, and he has elite talent. We're going to go with Blaine in that one as well. Battle of the tight end. Huh? Get out of there. Battle of tight end. You got Travis Kelce and Conklin. Oh, hey, D-Shade, Good job. You got one positional advantage, and that's a tight end. Blaine has rolled out a different tight end each of his last 3 games, and it's worked out well for him. I mean, he's got double-digit production from the tight end. The last 2 times, Taysom Hill and Chig Okonkwo before him. So we'll see if Conklin can be magic number 3. Ultimately, I don't think it's going to matter much, the battle of the tight end. But, he needs Kelce to have a phenomenal – he needs that 5-touchdown performance that Kelce had earlier in the year whenever he dropped 33 points, or 4-touchdown performance, I'm sorry. And then battle of the flex, you got Eckler and Fournette. Fournette's apparently been playing through injury. Who knows? But Eckler's a beast, so we're going to go with Eckler in that one. So, I don't think it's any secret that Blaine is the favorite. So I want to win the most of every single owner in this league who isn't myself. And I think he's going to do it. I think he's going to bring home the bacon, as it were. And the Swamp Donkeys will maybe be renamed the Kings of the Swamp, the Donkey Kings or something like that. So, valiant effort for D Shade. Credit to him for getting here. He had a hell of a season in his first year. I think he's a great addition to the league, despite all of his, attempts, the little back and forth of will he and won't he join, and fantasy's bullshit, and I don't want to waste my money, and maybe he'll see that hey, anything's possible.
He gets this big payout.
Yeah, and he very well could also go on to lose this game and then not see the playoffs for the next 6 years. So it happens. Happens to the best of us. So, yeah. Anyways, that's all I got this week, fellas. Hell of a season. Not really. I mean, it's really low scoring. A lot of parity. A lot of streaks up and down. The streak ended. Congrats to Duncan for ending the longest losing streak in league history this season. That's quite the accomplishment. Touching on the end of the year award show, going to be a little bit different this year. So the ballot will come out here in a few weeks. We'll vote on it. However, it'll be locked down, lock and key. The winners will not be revealed. Of course, I will know, but no one else will know. Will not be revealed until draft weekend, and we will do a live award show somewhere, maybe at a venue or maybe just at the house or resort or wherever we happen to be. And so make sure you wear something nice, pack something nice for the draft weekend for the award show. And I think it'll be a special little treat for us. So anyways, that's all I got this week, fellas. That's all I got this year. Like I said last week, I'm thankful for y'all. I'm grateful for y'all. Hopefully we can keep this 12 together, even though Ford did have a kid, so he's probably going to be gone come next season. But if he does, we wish him well, and if he isn't, we're happy to keep taking his money. So, or at least I take his money temporarily. It never ends up with me. But so, anyways, good luck to Blaine and D Shade this week, and as always, whoop pig.